Hey man, it's your boy, Mr. V. I know I haven't done this in a minute, but anyway, it's 2025. I guess it's one of the resolutions. Hope they're not gonna die down. So I just wanted to react to Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi's resignation, and this is the resignation from Parliament, not from the EFF. As a voter, an EFF voter to be precise, I'm pretty disappointed. But look, you could see that this was coming. And when I look at Dr. Ndlozi, he's one of those guys who don't like to fight over petty issues. In fact, they would rather you have the victory in order for them to win for him to win the war, really. And in my eyes, he has won the war, because it doesn't matter who does whatever amount of attack that he gets, you can see that the guy does not deserve the attack that he would be getting or he has gotten, especially from the leadership in the EFF. Anyway, that's my view, that's my opinion. There's been a question, and I always discuss this with a friend of mine to say, what was he supposed to do? So let's assume that he fell out of favor because he did not say when he knew that Floyd Shivambu was going to resign, right? Normally in organizations, you don't say that I heard so and so saying they're gonna resign, because in any case it's gonna happen, and they should know the protocol. Whether I knew or I did not know, it's neither here nor there. But also, if let's say we go with the narrative of, okay, because he is a loyal EFF member, he was supposed to have said something sharp, I agree. But we are also talking about a friend of his here. But let's say he had said something when he knew, and it so happens that he does not resign. What was going to happen? Was he not going to look like a pampoon of some sort? Was he not going to look like he is dividing the party? Was he not going to be looked at in some ways? So for me, to be honest, I like how he has conducted himself. I know it might not be agreed to by a lot of people, but it's one of those, really, for me. I like how ethical he has been, in my eyes at least. I could be wrong, maybe he's got scandals and whatnot, but so far in the time that he has been active in politics in the country, I've not heard anything untoward about him. In fact, even what the CIC said during one of the pressers in the NPA, to say that he knows the relationship that he has with, I think it's Sunday Times, Sunday World, somewhere there, one of the newspapers. I look, I don't buy that, to be very honest with you. I don't really. I feel like it's somebody who did not have anything bad to say about this guy, and obviously he made it even worse by not saying anything. People are so worried. Yeah, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is quiet, he should be speaking up, and so forth and so forth. If you go and you watch the lecture that he gave for the EFF's 10th anniversary, you would see that he's doing exactly what he has been preaching. I'll paraphrase. He says if two fighters are having an argument, one with superior logic must be able to extend hands and hug the other one, because carrying on to have that debate may not be good. It may destroy the party, but because you may chase away the other fighter, especially when they feel like they are losing. I just hope that the CIEC as well as the leadership, really, they have not chased him away. But also, if that's what they want to do, I'm hoping that it will not have bad repercussions for the party as a whole, and so forth and so forth. Because I think in the country currently there is no movement that seeks to fight for black people like the EFF does. The EFF ones looks like they want to fight for people. They look like they can stand for black people, and really, if anything, they do deserve to be around and to grow. You don't want a mushroom growth, which now this is a testing time to see whether they've got mushroom growth or they really have got their feet on the ground. They've got roots in the South African politics, really. And yeah, I suppose we'll see it in time, in due course. But yeah, I know people are probably wondering, why is this guy holding here? I'm holding in a logo a logo of my employer. I don't want to have to include such stuff, but yeah, for me it was just to say Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has resigned as a member of parliament. I don't think he will resign from the party. I wouldn't also see him resigning from the EFF after all this now. Really, I wouldn't suggest it. But I only watch politics. I only enjoy politics from watching, so I'm not a politician or anything of that sort. I wouldn't want him to resign. If anything, he can go and do something outside of the formal politics, and he will still have his integrity intact, because as it stands, I think the one thing that is keeping, or that's giving him a lifeline, is the fact that he has got the credibility that he has in the political arena. So he has not done anything bad. He has never been found with his hand in a cookie jar for any reason, for nothing. So, or at least that we know of. Maybe it's still gonna come out. You never know in this country. But generally, I think he has got his reputation to thank for it. He has done very, very well to keep his reputation intact, to keep his politics clean. He's not so much of a disrespectful guy. He does not insult. He might be humorous. He does take you on, and he takes you on factually, most of the time. And the politics does need someone like that, really. So I feel like EFF they're gonna miss out, man, on someone like him in politics. But whoever that gains his services, really, I think they will have earned themselves a great person. They would have earned themselves a solid guy, whether he goes back I say back like he left, no. Whether he goes into academics, I've been hearing people saying that maybe he's gonna go lecture and so forth, obviously because he's got a PhD. So yeah, I wouldn't want him to go to any party, whether it's the MK or the ANC. A friend of mine was saying, yeah, maybe they'll offer him something in the ANC and he can be a minister. And if he does that, for me, I think that he would have destroyed his own reputation. Because, I mean, how do you fight with these people and factually point out certain things that they're not doing right, and at the end of the day you go and join those people? That means you're going into politics for hunger purposes, you know. But if he is passionate about politics and social issues and ills, and he just wants to see people be better, do better, and so forth, I don't think ANC would be one such political party to move. However, though, I've got this. If you think about it, right, and this is just me, if you think about it, Julius Malema had left politics when he came back into the EFF, or when he came in with the EFF, right, coming back into politics. He had left politics, he was doing farming and so forth and so forth. I heard it from someone that, yeah, there were guys who went and called him, they told him this is the party that they've put together, and he came and he led it. And he even says, when they went to Marikanas of this world, they were telling them, look, you guys have to start a party. And he might. So he then went back and he started his political career again, right, through the EFF, leading the EFF. So if someone comes and says, with all those values that you believe in, we would like to start, or we think you should start a party, I wonder if he would gain support. I wonder. Although the problem with South African politics, and this is what I've seen, you must have some form of a scandal here and there, because they want something that they can have a hold over you with, you know. If you are too clean, sometimes it's not as easy, and you don't get the airtime that you would need, or that you would deserve, and you know. And I think Dr. Ndlozi is a bit too soft, too kind for politics sometimes. But yeah, generally I think one should think about it, that somebody might just come and say, hey dude, we've gathered people on the ground, why don't you become the leader of this party, or alternatively, go and join ATM, my brother. ATM, the leadership there is not so bad, but I don't know. So in my view, the best bet is to remain in the EFF and just think of ways to serve up until the next elections. Maybe you would have canvassed the ground enough to get yourself voted as either the deputy president or the president of the party, or whatever the case. But I do see that something like that would get Dr. Ndlozi some ground, you know. If I were him, I would do, even if I leave politics, I would only try and remain relevant in politics. So I would still commentate here and there. I would still go around with podcasts or on these news channels and stuff like that. But I would make sure that at least I'm here, I'm saying something about politics. Anyway, man, it feels nice. I haven't done this in a minute. And as I always say, like, share, subscribe. I'm joking, I don't say that, but yeah, man, if you do like it, do subscribe. I'll try and be a bit consistent. It's 2025. I really hope that we do something. Peace.